Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Locker Room Chat, the longest-running televised local sports show in East Tennessee, I believe. And I'd like to welcome y'all here. My name is John Williams, and joined by my co-host, Matt Hagan.
Hey, John.
Thanks for being here, Matt.
Quick drive from my new job, so yeah.
Exactly, and before we meet our guest tonight, we have a good show lined up, a fun, interesting show, and I think you'll enjoy it. But we had some breaking news in the world of high school sports. Believe it or not, with the virus going on, there's been no games played, but there seems to be no shortage of information in the sports world, especially in the high school sports. It was officially named today, it came down, Cofield High School has named a new boys basketball coach, and his name is David Scott. So we'd like to congratulate David Scott, the new head coach for the Cofield Boys High School basketball. He's a longtime assistant for Jill Pruden there at Oak Ridge. He's a fixture. He's an Oak Ridge guy. He's also the head coach of the Lady Wildcats for 1 year, I believe, and currently he's at Robertsville Middle School, and so he'll be taking over as the new head coach for the Yellow Jackets, who will be replacing Daniel Bird, who resigned about a month ago. So they had 24 applicants for that position. So and the assistant coach is the owner of the BBB Communications here, Brad Jones. He informed me he'll be back, and also Michael Mott will be joining him as one of the assistants. I think Michael has been the head basketball coach for the Robertsville boys. So congratulations to those gentlemen. Big news there in high school. And so we have a guest here, as you can see. He really needs no introduction. He's well known throughout Anderson County, especially on the northern end, Anderson County High School and Clinton. But it's Mr. Brian Ford.
Thanks for having me, Gus.
Thank you for being here, Brian, and bringing some of your athletes with you. Brian's with Athletes in Ministry. And before we get into talking with him about that, I've known Brian a long time friend. Went to school with his parents. Actually graduated with your mother, Sandy.
Yep.
So also know your aunts and uncles and your cousins. Just a really good family, and I'd just like to thank you for being here on a short notice, coming in like this, and
Glad to be here.
And as I mentioned, Brian is Brian Ford, a good family, good Christian family as well. And a lot of y'all, or most of the Fords, are Braves fans, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't know any Fords is not a Braves fan.
If they're not, we've got a problem.
Right, but
You got a couple athletes over there shaking their head no right now, though.
Yeah, we got one Yankees fan and one on the fence, so I don't know.
So we'll see what happens with them.
But as I mentioned, Brian's with Athletes in Ministry. And but Brian, first just talk a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in Clinton. I grew up, played ball, played basketball, baseball, soccer as a little kid. Found out that wasn't my sport when it would mix with baseball season. So got into more of that, played some travel baseball, dropped high school basketball my junior year to concentrate on baseball. Had several calls and interest to play college baseball, so I dropped that. Graduated from Anderson County High School and signed with King College in Bristol. Played there for one semester, blew out my knee, and had to come back home. So that was rough on me, but we made it work. Came back and played at Rome State for 2 years and decided to hang it up and start a family, and that's what we did, and started the family and had 3 beautiful kids out of that, and it was great. So.
Now, I know you went to Clinton and Anderson County, right? So I know there's a lot of players back then, back in the late 90s, I guess early 2000s, that left Clinton to AC, but I think you didn't leave for sports reasons. You left because your family moved,
Yes,
right?
yes. My mom actually moved. She got remarried and moved in the end of my freshman year at Clinton High School. Didn't really have another way to school other than the bus. So she had to be at work and early in the morning. So I decided to go ahead and transfer to Anderson County, and I was a Mav. Sorry. Very strong supporter of Clinton High School and Anderson County High School now. My children will be going to Clinton High School. So got to support the Dragons.
You're going to start a recruiting battle now.
Oh, no.
But I played some ball with Brian, softball, and also played ball with your dad. And I remember your mom in school. She used to give me a hard time. So
Sounds about right.
right, but a real good family. Your grandfather, OK Ford, and your grandmother as well. It's a really good family. But Brian, as I mentioned, with Athletes in Ministry, the acronym AIM, you may have seen that a lot on Facebook or throughout newspapers. But Brian, if you would, just talk a little bit about the Athletes in Ministry, just how it came about, and how the organization was formed.
Well, as a kid, I went to a Christian sports camp. It was called Cross Point. Went there and was introduced to sports and Christianity. It was the first time that those two things had ever came together, and it was pretty impressive just to see the college kids that came back to work this camp and really poured their hearts into it, teach us things that we've never done before as far as sports, and it was awesome. Go to chapel, do your whole thing, and it was great. Fast forward to 2015, was at my stepdaughter's swim meet, and in the back of my head, I'd always thought this would be cool to do, pass on to the next generation. And a guy walked out of, we were actually eating at the pizza place next door, and a guy walked in, he had 323 on his hat with a cross. And I was like, what's that about? And he told me, he said, hey, this is a travel sports organization that we run here, is all based on Christianity. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. Key to that is 323 was the actual address of the church that I was the youth pastor at the time. So it was like everything hit home, and it was like, all right, I'm doing it. Go home, sit in the shower, and just sitting there, just kept thinking. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to do it. And she goes, do what? And so I told her, I said, I want to run the sports camp. I want to, look into doing other things. And we did it. And that was in January that we decided to do that. And in July of 2015, we ran our first sports camp. It was a 3-day camp in Clinton, and we had 37 kids show up for 3 days. It's pretty awesome to see. And then we launched straight into running baseball teams out of that. And so it just kind of, it's grown. So in 5 years, we went from having a small sports camp to start to now we have 4 baseball teams and a volleyball team with over 70 athletes. So we've reached well over 3,000 people in just 5 years of this ministry. So,
now, is it a local or national or both?
it is just local. We're just starting out local. I've got friends that I played ball with in college that are kind of all over, that have kind of hinted to wanting to do some of the same similar things. So we're open to move and go about. There was a guy in Florida this past year that wanted to run one of the baseball teams after our thing, kind of our little setup there. And I said, hey, let's roll with it. We'll talk. So we have a feeling that's coming in the future. Right now we're local. We've been very blessed to be able to be here and grow. We've got kids from 9 counties on our team, on all our different teams or whatever. So to say local, yes, but we're all over East Tennessee. We've got kids coming in and being part of our organization.
And seeing how you started 5 years ago, what does it mean to you watching it grow so far?
Not the growth as much as to the amount of people we're touching. When you go on a ball field and you see a 9-year-old, 8-year-old kid praying for both teams and the coaches and the fans, it just gives you chill bumps. I mean, it's crazy to see their ministry field and the people watching them from the stands. I mean, it's the best thing.
And then you also have multiple sports. What made you want to just expand instead of just being like baseball?
Well, frankly, I started baseball. Baseball's my love. My daughter, my stepdaughter are huge into volleyball, and the opportunity was there, so why not expand and give them something to do as well? So it worked out well. The volleyball team this year, our season was cut short. Obviously, we only got to go to 3 tournaments, but we finished second in 2 tournaments and 5th in another tournament. And that's out of many, many teams at each tournament. So it's pretty awesome. Strong core of girls that came out for volleyball this year.
Right, and I know it's a religious organization. Do you have any sponsors?
Right now, for the last 5 years, we can always count on our friends at Fox Toyota. Every year, they've always supported us in a small way, in a big way. It doesn't even matter. It's the fact that they believe in what we've got going on, and it's awesome. And we can't appreciate them much any more than that. There's been some other small sponsors, family sponsors, and everything that's helped us along the way. We're officially now a 501c3 nonprofit, so we're open to helping as many people as we can reach with your help.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Spreading the God's word and in with athletics and teaching the kids about Christianity. That's really a great thing that you're doing.
I appreciate that. We love it.
Are you based in Clinton, obviously?
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. We do everything right now it's out of the house. We don't have storefront, don't have anything like that. We're low budget, so.
And you've got kids coming in from different counties
We've got
interested in playing.
Yep. Kids from about every county in East Tennessee almost. So.
Well, we're on with Brian Ford, Athletes in Ministry, and the phone lines are open. They're on your screen, 865-483-8112, or you can call toll-free, 866-412-8112. And right now, we're going to take our first break, but you've been watching the Locker Room Chat. We'll be back shortly.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-thru for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
At OEB, we know lives have changed. Parents have become teachers, and our homes are now our offices. The roads may seem empty, but people are still driving and still working. And when they get injured because someone else was careless, they know they can still depend on us. We are OEB Law, and the one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to helping people right here at home. We're just a phone call away. 865-546-1111. OEB Law.
Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman knows safe and reliable transportation is essential right now. Whether you need service or to replace your current vehicle, we're ready to help. Our building is sanitized to keep our customers as safe as possible. Plus, we're offering pickup and delivery service during the crisis. Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman, Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Award for customer satisfaction. This month, all Outback, Forester, Ascent, Legacy, and Impreza models have available 0% financing with no payments for 90 days.
Tennessee Barnes & Buildings in Jacksboro has all your storage building needs. At Tennessee Barnes & Buildings, you can pick out your building, then custom design it how you want it, and then have it delivered. Our friendly staff will help you with all your design needs. Are you worried about financing? Well, at Tennessee Barnes & Buildings, there's no credit check, so no one is turned down. Plus, you can rent to own your own building. Tennessee Barnes & Buildings in Jacksboro says come on down for your next building or call 423-449-8139.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Welcome back to the locker room chat, and our guest is Brian Ford with Athletes in Ministry, and we're taking your calls. If you have any calls or questions or comments for Brian, please call in. Brian, if you would talk about, I see one of your assistant coaches here, Craig Brooks. How many coaches do you have?
Well, we have 4 head coaches. If you include myself as that, it's 5 for the volleyball as well. But then assistant coaches, there's at least 2 for each team on that. So we're blessed to have that many people. We couldn't make the teams possible without them. So it's pretty impressive to see that many people step up. Craig's been with me since day one. Actually, I took a hiatus from baseball because my son said I just want to play basketball, and Craig kept it going. So he kept Athletes in Ministry rolling, and it is what it is today due to his help. So.
Okay, I believe we got our first call.
Caller, you're on the air.
Mr. Ford, this is Joshua Keys.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you? I just like to thank you for what you did for me. I mean, you thought about me when you didn't have to, but I just appreciate you and everything you did.
Definitely, man. You're a great kid, and you've already made an impact in our community, and can't wait to see more from you, man.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Definitely. Have a good one, buddy.
You too. God bless.
Thank you for calling in. That's one of your players?
No, that's actually Josh Keith, Coach Darrell Keith's son.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a great kid, came into school actually with my daughter. They've kind of been friends since he's gotten here from Kentucky, and best manners, great kid. I can't wait to see him grow on the field, off the field. He just meshed right with the kids and kind of brought everybody together. One of the coolest things I heard, not only from my daughters, from the other some of the other kids, is they're like, he stops and he prays at lunch every day. I'm like, exactly, that's what it's about. So great kid, proud of you, man. Keep it up.
Right, I met Josh at one of the basketball games, and what are the ages of your kids that are playing?
We've got kids who are 6, getting ready to be 7, all the way up to 13-year-old kids. Some of them actually might be 14 due to the date cutoff or whatever. So it's a wide range of kids. Helps us just grow. Start them out at 6 years old. By the time they're 14-year-old, hopefully they can, roll on and stay big for God.
Right. So how competitive is the Athletes in Ministry? I know that's secondary to what y'all are trying to.
We try to stay as competitive as we can. This year we started winter workouts in November for baseball, which is kind of unheard of for really Clinton sports in general, and to bring in other kids. You've got your people that can go and do private lessons and stuff, but to actually work out as a team and as an organization, we had the privilege of doing that. We worked with the Air National Guard in Clinton, national or the reserves, Army Reserves, and we actually got to work out there in their facility. Was great for the kids. Had them running hills and really getting stronger. We had a feeling that when we started the field, got on the field to play our first tournament, that we were going to be ahead of the game. Well, we never got to play that first game yet, so we're still holding out on that. Hopefully our kids are working out on their own and ready to hit the field as soon as we can. And that was huge, just being able to do that. So we want to see where we add up.
Brian, you're talking about your athletes right now. You got two of them here with you. Do you want to introduce us to these two?
Definitely. We got the one with the beautiful mullet, Will Brooks, number 1, and my lovely stepson, Glenn Morrell, number 16. They've both been around for 15, since 2015, sorry about that, for the first sports camp. They were little young pups and beautiful little kids, but they're here and they want to talk a little bit about their experience with athletes in ministry. So watch out, guys. Here comes the crazy questions.
Okay, we'll start with the first young man. If you would, just introduce yourself and tell us what grade you're in and what school you're attending. Or yes.
Will Brooks, and I'm in 6th grade going to 7th grade, and I attend CES, or Clinton Elementary School.
So you'll be going to Clinton Middle next year, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Do you play any other sports besides the baseball?
Basketball.
Play basketball? Okay. What do you like best? What part do you like best about being a part of the athletes in ministry?
Playing baseball.
Playing baseball? Uh-huh. Now, your father is one of the assistant coaches. Does he keep you in line? A little bit. Okay, let's turn it over there to Glenn. Glenn Morrell.
Correct.
Just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what grade you'll be going into and what school you attend.
I am Glenn Morrell. I am in 4th grade going into the 5th, and I go to Grand Oaks Elementary School.
Okay. What's your favorite part of being a part of the athletes in ministry?
Having wonderful coaches and just being able to play ball and having some fun.
You want to give a shout out to your coach right now?
Shout out to Coach Ori, even though he couldn't be here. Thanks for being there.
What coach is that?
Ori Perkins. He's a Clinton High School graduate and actually assistant coach at Central High School right now for the baseball team. Great guy. He said, please give me a shout out since I couldn't be there. So I didn't have to do it. Glenn gave you your shout out today.
Well, I remember Ori.
So I'm going to ask Brian to do something. We were all talking to each other before we came on there. Tell some of your favorite stories about these two.
Ooh. Well, first off, you can't ignore the fact that Will has beautiful hair right now. He's rocking the mullet, and you can't get any better than that. That's baseball flavor for sure.
The mullet's coming back.
It was. Glenn had one going for a little while and decided he's going to shave it off, but I think he might start it back now. But really just seeing these kids grow is kind of one of my biggest things. I've seen them all grow, obviously Glenn at my own house, but I've seen Will grow on the baseball field in life in general. Just seeing it, getting baptized at church and just growing up and being a great kid. You can't ask for better kids to be part of our organization. These two here, they're all smiles and willing to work, and that's what it takes.
Now I'm going to ask them the same question. Tell us one of your favorite stories about Coach here.
Keep it good. Keep it good.
You got one? I don't know.
Just tell us one of your favorite things about Coach here.
His sense of humor.
What about his sense of humor? Is
Really funny.
Keeps you smiling, right?
Yep.
That's what it's about.
Does he work you hard?
Yeah,
Run some laps?
a little bit.
They love Indian runs.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of them just asked you what's an Indian run. So.
Indian run, where you got to keep up with everybody in the run from the back to the front.
Yeah, he knows what
He
it
does.
is.
He like does. Yep.
Do those two youngsters, they play on the same team?
No, actually, Glenn is on the 10 and under team, and Will is actually on the 13 and under team. So they've grown up together, been around each other a lot, but they're definitely different age groups.
I think this is great. How many age groups do you have playing in the baseball?
Well, right now we have an 8U, a 10U, 11U, and a 13U. So, and then we've been contacted about holding a 14U team due to the fact that Clinton Middle School, some of their parents have reached out. They weren't able to have a middle school baseball season, really. They had 2 games, I think. So they're fearful some of those 8th graders won't get to play before they start high school, and they want a little extra time on the field. So we're looking at adding that if there's enough interest. But as of right now, we don't even know when we'll start. We're here in June 1st, but we don't know that yet. So
have y'all played in some leagues in the past years?
we have, yeah. We've played in several leagues. We played Powell Levi in Knoxville there, and Powell. We played in that fall league several years, and then we've kind of really last year we played with our 8U team that moved up. Some of them moved up to 9U age, and some moved on up to 10U. We played travel ball with them for a little while, and some of them we played, I think, 6 tournaments. And out of that, that's when everybody started calling me like, we love what you're doing. Are you going to have an age group for this? And I'm like, I don't know yet. If we can get the coaches, we will. If we can't, I can't hold that. So coaches stepped up and have been a big part of our program already.
Are y'all able to participate in the CBI, the Clinton Baseball
Yes,
Incorporated?
we urge all our kids to play rec ball to make the kids stronger. The kids who might not be on a travel team, these kids, if they're elite or if they're higher up or have just better talent at the current moment, go back and help in the rec league and make the league better to where they're all better in the future. You get to high school and you've got several kids that have played, just rec ball, or several that have played travel ball. We want everybody to be better. We're not trying to exclude that. So the only way you can do that is if you play with them.
Because mainly it's a travel type team.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So we urge them to play rec ball during the week, and we'll gather together and travel on the weekends.
What about, I know you mentioned volleyball, what about softball or basketball?
We actually did a 3-on-3 basketball. Craig decided to take over that one time, and that was an ugly situation, but they looked good. So we tried that. Softball, there's not much interest in softball right now because the kids that are playing softball have already been playing for other travel organizations, so it's hard. I don't want to break those up. It was really, we started the travel teams and stuff just to provide something for the kids around our area. There weren't many travel teams. There weren't many, programs to really go beyond the rec leagues. So that's kind of why we started this and why we started the volleyball. Right now, middle school volleyball is great, but we want to get to the younger kids so they're prepared to get to middle school. So then the high schools can compete with some of these other programs that have had travel volleyball and club volleyball for years.
I'm going to go back to asking these two a couple of questions. So how long have you both been playing baseball so far?
So far,
A few years. So.
Let's say, Will, how long you been playing?
since about 7 years, more than that, 4.
You started when you were 4, probably? Is that right?
Yeah.
So what's some of your favorite memories playing baseball?
Gosh, hitting a home run.
Tell me about it. What was that? What was it like?
Pretty amazing. Seeing the ball going over the fence.
Where were you when you hit it?
Somewhere in Knoxville.
Rocky Hill. Isn't that where it was at? Or was it East Knoxville? East Knoxville somewhere, yeah. He hit it off of me, so I felt bad.
And what about Glenn? What are some of your favorite memories playing baseball?
Hitting home runs, same. Like seeing all the team running out of the dugout.
Getting excited about it, right? Heck yeah.
Especially when it's close to the end of the game and you just hit the ball and you run.
Definitely.
Even when you're tempted to stop, you just keep on running.
Don't even listen to the coach. Just keep going.
That's what happened to me, and I got safe, but it was a bit risky.
Gotcha.
And what did you think seeing your team come out there to celebrate with you?
It was pretty. I felt good. It made me feel really good.
That's awesome.
What do you think about when he had the idea about helping some of the middle schoolers play? What do you think about that? Having them join in with you all, if there's enough interest.
That would be totally fine. I would like the middle schoolers to have another chance, so they would be able to go to high school, so they would have another chance.
Yeah, Will actually played on the middle school JV baseball team, so he knows a lot of these guys, and I think that a little more heartstrung for him as he knows the guys that didn't get to play, actually played with them, practiced with them, and stuff like that. So I think it means a little more to him. Glenn's got the big heart. Will's got the know of the kids. So he.
And Will, so why don't you tell me what would it mean having some of your teammates with you?
It would be pretty fun having them play with me, not having the chance to do it in the middle school season.
Doesn't matter if it's orange and black or blue and white, right?
Yep.
That's right.
Will, have you missed school being out?
I mean, a little bit, but the fact of going back to school, I don't like it.
Been having a lot of work at home, I guess, a lot of school work to do. Keep you busy.
Yeah.
And,
those 10 o'clock Zoom meetings.
Annoying.
How's this virus affected you?
It's been having me stay home a lot, bored out of my mind.
Extra video game time?
A little bit.
Only a little bit?
A little bit.
Probably miss seeing your friends.
Yeah.
And all of his women.
And now you see him turn a little bit red.
Yeah,
You said that too.
Definitely.
What about you, Glenn? Have you missed school?
A little.
Would like to give a shout out to your teacher.
Yes. For being there when I got frustrated and I really didn't know what to do, and she helped me through it to be able to get it done.
Who's your teacher at Grand Oaks?
Miss Evans.
Miss Evans?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Miss Evans and Miss Williams.
How's this virus affected you?
Not being able to see my friends, and it's not being able to like go out anywhere, and it's hard not being able to like hug your grandparents and stuff.
Right, it's really touching there. So I know you really missed your grandparents, and also playing ball as well. You ready to get back out on the field?
Yes, sir.
I know you both are. So hopefully later on this summer, we can get some games in.
Definitely. We're very hopeful for that. We've got the uniforms sitting at the house ready to hand out to everybody, and it's kind of getting under my skin. So I know these boys are ready to roll.
Have you two been practicing it all, even just at home? What are some of your favorite things to work on at home?
I definitely like hitting, working on my swing.
I pass by his house from time to time, and I'll see his bucket of balls sitting out there in the net, and he's wearing it out. So I'm proud of him for keeping with it, and probably his daddy forcing him to keep it with it a little bit, maybe. But
What positions do you both play?
I either play second or first or pitcher. And
I play wherever the coach needs me.
And who were some of your favorite players watching growing up? That got you wanting to play baseball?
Does you have a favorite player in the major leagues?
They actually might pick the same player.
If it's a Yankee, we won't hold it against
It
them
is
either.
definitely a Yankee.
It's a Yankee.
We might not.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth?
Babe Ruth. Oh, it's a different Yankee.
I'll
But
give him that one.
okay, go ahead. Will, tell us who yours is.
might have to be A-Rod.
Oh, no, that one doesn't feel good, does it, Brian?
No.
You have
It's
one.
okay.
You have one currently playing. Either one of you.
Aaron Judge.
Same.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the one I figured they were both getting ready to say.
Why Aaron Judge?
Because he's had a good home run record and he's played through a lot of really tough moments, like being in pickles, not knowing, like going back to first or second or home, or like not being able to do it, but sometimes he will be able to complete it.
He's got a laser from the outfield too.
Don't have any Braves as your favorite player?
And they both keep trying to pass.
That's
the ball
gotta
back
hurt.
and forth.
It does hurt. It does hurt.
Ryan, who was your favorite player?
My favorite player as a kid was probably Dale Murphy. I was born in '82, so he played several years after I was born, but that's who my grandfather liked, so that's who I liked. That's who my dad liked. Dad was a Mickey Mantle fan. He always wore number 7, so I graduated from Anderson County wearing number 7 myself. But now, I just love to see some of those young kids come up and just have fun. With the Braves, with Albies and Acuna Jr., I mean, it's awesome just to watch them have fun, play the game like it needs to be played instead of, worrying about everything else going on, and just go out and have fun. That's kind of what my motto with kids. When I coach, I'm not a screamer, I'm not a yeller. I'm more of a, hey, it's all good. Next time do this, have fun. It's over. Don't worry about it. And I think, these two have definitely seen that side of me and know that I'm not going to hold it against them, but we're going to work to get better for the next time.
Hey, you were talking about a Brave as your favorite player. I grew up, I actually played a few years as well. I was shortstop and second base, and mine was Chipper Jones.
Gotcha.
So if you can't tell, I always had a number 10
Gotcha.
whenever I played any sport. So I'm a big Braves fan like you, and like I said, we're not going to hold being a Yankees fan against you just yet. We'll give you a little bit of time to change.
I don't know. I still don't like it.
Brian, I know you played a lot of softball, and if I'm not mistaken, you played for the Athletes in Ministry in softball, correct?
We did a few prison ministry trips, and we're looking to do that some more. Started with a team called Team Testify. Kind of got me into the ministry world back from where I'd been, and was a blessing there when you walk in and you think that your faith is small, but you can have an impact on somebody, and you realize that it doesn't take much to have an impact on somebody else. It goes a long ways, and I try to use that same inspiration with the kids as I do when we go in the prisons. We're looking to launch that back up now. I actually had a buddy who I played competitive softball with. He moved to Florida. I don't know if he's back or not, but he reached out to me about a week and a half ago, said, hey, if you do prison ministry again, I'm in. So we've actually been looking at that. Craig's went to a few with me. We took several guys. I say kids, they were high school kids, college kids from Royce Baptist Church here in Oak Ridge, and took them to a prison, and they were pretty shocked of the impact it had on their lives. And they've commented wanting to go back. It's awesome. I have no desire to go back and play travel softball ever again in my life. I'm too old. Might be a little too large for that. But just to be able to go in a prison and share, and there's hope. That's what these guys want to know is that we still care about them and we really love on them.
That's a great thing you're doing. It certainly is. Well, boys, I'll probably take another break before I let you all go. You have anything you'd like to say? give a shout out?
Not on top of my head.
I know you give a shout out to someone out there.
Family, anyone.
Give a shout out to Coach Weaver.
Oh, boy. You're starting to look like him a little bit with the hair.
Woo. How about you, Glenn?
Her?
Glenn, like to give a shout out?
Tell your family. You can tell them hi. I mean, I'm right here, but you can tell the rest of them hi.
Your grandparents?
To my whole entire family for being there when I need them.
Awesome.
We appreciate y'all coming in here tonight. And it's a great thing that y'all are a part of. And we wish you nothing but luck the rest of the way. Hope you get out on the diamond. Well, thank you, boys. And thank you as well, Brian. Anything you'd like to say before we're going out, how anyone could get a hold of you and your organization?
The biggest thing is to get a hold of us. You find us on social media, Athletes in Ministry. You can go to athletesinministry.org. You can reach me 806-9349 if you have any questions. Text me, whatever. We're here to answer any questions. We want to impact however we can impact. We've done some work with the high schools, go and do some Wednesday morning lessons and stuff like that in the past. So we'd love to get back into that in the future. Just appreciate all your support and look forward to hanging out and making an impact in your life just like we have with these. So,
Well, Brian, we certainly thank you for coming in, and it's a great thing that you're doing for the kids and the youth, and I can't express that enough.
Well, I appreciate you having us.
And appreciate you, Brian, and also your assistant coach, Craig Brooks, what y'all do, and just thanks for coming in, and if you ever need us to get the word out, just let us know, and we'll be glad to do that.
Well, I appreciate it so much, and thanks for having us. And
keep us updated on once the season gets going.
Definitely.
How y'all are doing.
We'll send in our stats of these bombers over here.
Yeah. See how many home runs Will has.
That's it. At least he's not wearing number 99. We're good.
Or pinstripes.
Or pinstripes.
Right. No pinstripes. Well, we're going to take another break, and we've been on with the Athletes in Ministry, and we thank them for being on, and you're watching the Locker Room Chat.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
Tennessee Barns & Buildings in Jacksboro has all your storage building needs. At Tennessee Barns & Buildings, you can pick out your building, then custom design it how you want it, and then have it delivered. Our friendly staff will help you with all your design needs. Are you worried about financing? Well, at Tennessee Barns & Buildings, there's no credit check, so no one is turned down. Plus, you can rent to own your own building. Tennessee Barns & Buildings in Jacksboro says come on down for your next building. Or call 423-449-8139.
Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman knows safe and reliable transportation is essential right now. Whether you need service or to replace your current vehicle, we're ready to help. Our building is sanitized to keep our customers as safe as possible. Plus, we're offering pickup and delivery service during the crisis. Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman, Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Award for customer satisfaction. This month, all Outback, Forester, Ascent, Legacy, and Impreza models have available 0% financing with no payments for 90 days.
At OAB, we're committed to keeping you and your family safe. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your house to get legal help. Now you don't have to. We can handle almost every aspect of your case electronically. Call 546-1111.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-through for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
Welcome back to the locker room chat, and
That was a fun time with the athletes administrator just now leaving. Decided to leave us a couple souvenirs with.
I know, that's great. Brian's a great guy, and also assistant coach Craig Brooks. Know him from the softball league, so it's a great thing they're doing with the kids.
Yeah, I've known Brian a little bit. It's that from when I started shooting some baseball stills. I was always at some of the middle school games. That's where we met. We've done some football stuff together as well.
Right.
We were talking during the break. I wanted to give a shout out to a little elementary school friend of mine. 1 year ago, Matt Ramsey, he's a former UT baseball player, made his major league debut with the LA Angels, wearing the number 60, got one strikeout in a relief appearance. I'm blanking on who it was, but all over his Instagram were pictures of that day, and that just made it. He's been working for that for years. He graduated in 2012, and that was his first attempt in a real major league game. He's gone up through Rookie A, Low A, High A. He played for Chattanooga for a little bit, Birmingham, and now he's just waiting to get his chance to work his way back up to the majors again.
Right, I remember Matt, as you mentioned, played for Tennessee.
He's a Farragut High School graduate.
Right, Farragut. I remember that. He grew up in Clinton.
Yeah.
Much.
He was basically my next door neighbor. We played basketball together, baseball together. He was just a really good friend and comes from a really nice family. I just wanted to give him one more shout out because it's been a year and they haven't got to play yet this year. Mm-hmm. And they can never take that strikeout away from him.
So did he get that last year?
He got that last year. I will look right now and try to figure out who it was against. But he was wearing the number 60 for the LA Angels during that game.
He's probably playing this year as well, isn't he?
No, he was actually sent back down to AAA. He was playing in actually 2 different leagues last year in AAA. He was playing in Mexico for one league, and then he was playing out in Arizona for another.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Matt Ramsey, so congratulations to him. But we can just talk about some things going on here in the world of sports. You had the passing of Don Shula, winningest coach in NFL history, 347 wins, won 2 Super Bowls, 72 Dolphins, undefeated. Just a great coach, maybe the best coach of all time. Certainly has got the most wins.
So he's got the most wins. No one's ever going to take that unbeaten, that win, undefeated season away from him. I don't know why that was slipping my tongue right there. there hasn't been another coach, except for Bill Belichick, one year that came close, but no one's been able to get the same amount that they did.
Right, he was able to adapt to his talent. You know, those when he's with the Colts in the late '60s, had Johnny Unitas as his quarterback, Tom Matty running back, run and throw, and then when they went to the Dolphins, Bob Greasy, and had a great ground game, running game, Zonka, kick, Mercury Morris, Paul Warfield, Nat Moore at receivers.
You're just naming off a bunch of Hall of Famers right now, and it shows you why that they went undefeated right then.
Right, just an outstanding team.
And we were talking about, you were wanting me to ask what team that Matt got his strikeout against. He pitched 1 inning, and this is going to be towards the athletes administrator just left. He struck out in New York in his 1 inning. So I've got to rub that in a little bit, considering I'm a Braves fan as well.
Yeah, Brian would like that stat, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to text him that afterward to make sure he watches this part.
Matt, is there any new news on TSSAA? Anything came down?
I can look up. The last one I saw was the same update that I gave last week. We looked, and this is for Anderson School District, ends around the same time. It could give or take a week, but for Anderson County Schools, the last day of the school year is May 22nd. And as of right now, after the school year ends, the TSSAA and TMSAA, which is the Middle School Association, their sports schedules are on track right now. They're supposed to be gone as scheduled, which means practices, as long as they go by the CDC guidelines and the county health department guidelines, they will be fine.
So it'll be up to each county school district?
Yes.
So that'll be interesting to see what shakes down from that. Each county is different. And several counties across the state. I'm sure there'll be a lot of pressure on the schools administration to get back on the field, but I'm sure they'll do the right thing and err on caution and just see how it is come the end of this month.
Yeah, I know the athletes and not just them, the coaching staff, and even just the people in the school, all the employees, they're wanting to get back. They're wanting this to get normal sooner rather than later, but they're all taking precautions. They want to make sure it's done the right way and it's done safely.
Right. I saw where some NBA teams are opening up some of their facilities, I believe, next week.
Yes, the NBA teams that are opening up their facilities are in states that have lifted the safer at home or stay at home orders. But that doesn't mean all of them. So the Clippers and the Lakers, for example, they're not able to yet because California hasn't lifted the order. They are appealing to the mayors and different people to try to find a place. If they can't go to the Staples Center, go somewhere else that they can all work out.
Right. Staying with the basketball, the 5-star prep announced their all-team basketball team this season. Their first team, second team, and third team. An honorable mention, 5-star preps. One of the sponsors here on the Locker Room Chat, BBB Communications. And for the girls, locally players that made the 5-star prep, I guess all-star teams you can call it. First team locally in our viewing area is Kamari Mitchell-Steen of Oak Ridge. On the second team was Sarah Burton of Clinton. She was also named the underclassman of the year as a sophomore. Honorable mention, Bree Dunbar of Oak Ridge, Madison Williams of Wartburg, and Kendall West of Oneida. And also on the first team, Bailey Trum of Powell. So Danae Fritz was named the Player of the Year on the girls' side.
Yeah, I've seen most of them play in person this year. You can't take any of the accolades from any of those players.
Right on the boys' side, the five-star preps had 3 players that made the second team, 2 from Oak Ridge, Jonathan Millaway, a junior, and Jeremy Miller, a junior, and also Trey Morrow of Scott High School. And on the third team, Clinton's own Evan Winchester. So congratulations to those young men. And honorable mention from Oak Ridge, Isaiah Johnson. Rockwood, you had Nate Brackett, and from Oneida, Nate Bowling. So some of the local players on those lists.
I know I was talking to Evan's mom the other day, and Evan Winchester's getting ready. He's getting close to making his decision where he wants to go to school. They haven't told me where he's deciding yet, but he's in prayers right now determining which one to go to, and he should be having an announcement fairly soon. I'll keep up with them. One other thing I want to talk about, a couple weeks ago we gave the shout out to Josie Fellers, the Oak Ridge High School cheerleader that's battling leukemia right now. If you go on Facebook and just use the hashtag Josie Strong, there's a bunch of pages. There are groups selling not only orange bows, orange just ribbons, orange everything, all says Josie Strong, and they're putting on their houses not only in Oak Ridge, but in Clinton, Andersonville, Norris, Powell. Everyone around here is getting it because we all want to show our support for Josie.
That's right. It's a good cause.
Her mom constantly updates it. She's doing better each day. She's fighting hard.
I wish her all the best in what she's going through.
Yeah, being her senior year, it was already down, then this happened, but it shows how much this means to everyone in the community to rally around and just bring her spirits up.
But Joe Anderson of Maryville on the boys basketball, he is named the Player of the Year. So Maryville had Danae Fritz on the girls' side and Joe Anderson on the boys' side. So congratulations to them, named Players of the Year, five-star preps. Switching over to football, we got to talk a little bit about Tennessee football recruiting. It's what outstanding past 10 days they've had. They're up to number 1 in the SEC and number 2 overall in the rankings for their commitments.
Is it for the class of 2022 or 2020?
2021.
Okay. Yeah, that's great right now. We got to see what they're going to do this coming fall as well. Right now, you don't know how the football season. You think they're going to be on time, but we got to see how that's going to affect anything.
Right, but they signed a couple of 5-stars, Terrence Lewis and Dylan Brooks. Lewis, number 1 linebacker, and Brooks, I think they project him as a defensive end. And he had 3 4-stars, or actually 4. Cody Brown, a running back, a couple wide receivers, Julian Nixon, Jordan Mosley, and he had a safety in Kamara Wilcoxon, and some 3-stars. They signed the top-rated running back coming out of junior college, Tion Evans. So I know your Gators.
I've never once said I was a Gator fan.
Too. I think they're like number 3 right now. So.
But I've never once said I was a Gators fan. You've always assumed I was a Gators fan. I've never once said I was a Gators fan.
Well,
I'm a small school fan. I went to Middle Tennessee. I'm always going to root for the smaller schools.
Your fantasy team was
named
after the Gators.
Right, it was to mess with Anthony. Because Anthony, and I know he's watching, his nickname is Gator if anyone is interested.
Well, we'd like to thank everyone for watching tonight. We'd like to thank Brian Ford and his players coming in, Will Brooks and Glenn Morrill, Athletes in Ministry. I'd like to thank our caller tonight, Josh Keith, for calling in. But we're going to sign off here. We'll be back next week. We got a good show lined up as well, so be sure and tune in for that. So you've been watching the Locker Room Chat.
WQLA AM 95.9 FM W240DT La Follette.